When the European Union expanded eastwards and eased its border checks in 2004, life was meant to get easier for the thousands of truck drivers carrying goods across the continent each day. But the reality has been very different. I wanted to see the challenges faced by Europe's haulage companies by following Arap and Aziz, drivers with Integral Logistics. They were carrying textiles from Istanbul to Dartford in the UK. Under a customs recognition system called TIR, border checks have been cut dramatically for drivers. But as we tried to enter Bulgaria, we encountered an all too familiar sight: a 10-kilometre tailback and an errant IT system at the Turkish border.
Well, we're still here in Turkey. We arrived here last night around midnight, and unfortunately we've had to spend 12 hours resting here and waiting to get through the final customs check before Bulgaria. Now you can see behind me there's a queue of trucks that lasts just kilometres, and you know, it's hard to believe we've actually spent 2 days travelling from Istanbul and we still haven't entered the EU.
Even when Arap and Aziz cross the EU border, their difficulties aren't over. They say they're forced to pay bribes to highway police and guards in Bulgaria, Romania and Hungary.
Atlıyoruz aynen. Söylediği gibi özellikle evrak kane düzeyinde olanlar, tır kane düzeyinde olanlar, resmi evrak düzeyinde olanların daha çok sorunlarla karşılaşıyorlar. Prodüsörü bilmediğimizi zannederek prodüsör bize yaratıyorlar. Nasıl? Mesela şimdi kane harici, export, T2, T1, T5 gibi evrak olaylarında ürünün ve ticaret odalarının, ülke anlaşmalarının dışında olan senaryolar bize yaratıyorlar.
But this time, the border police were eager to show off their security measures for detecting smuggled goods and people. Last year, 35 illegal immigrants were found in a truck at this crossing. Bjorn Hubert is a Belgian police officer and documents expert who is on secondment to the Bulgarian border police. He's with the EU border agency Frontex.
I assist the Bulgarian authorities here, the border guards. If they have doubts with documents, they ask me to check them. The bigger problem now, because passports are more and more secured, you have lookalikes. So people who are resembling very good on a person in the passport that they perhaps stolen or got from a friend or something that they know.
Along this well-travelled route through the lush valleys of Transylvania, small businesses such as restaurants, motels and food sellers have sprouted up to serve the passing trade.
Okay, well it's Sunday and we've arrived here in Hungary. We've just had a great breakfast, but unfortunately we're not going very much further today because on Sundays in Central Europe, including Hungary, the Czech Republic, Slovakia and even Germany, drivers aren't allowed to drive on the roads unless they're carrying fresh goods. Now we're carrying a cargo full of socks, so we're not going to go very far. What's interesting about this park is that there are dozens of trucks here all headed for Western Europe, a lot of them to Britain, but all of them have license plates that are either Turkish, Romanian, Bulgarian. There are even some Georgian number plates here, but no Western European trucks.
As we passed through the Czech Republic, Slovakia and Germany, it became clear that the British hauliers who regularly travelled this route have been priced out by cheaper competition from Turkish and Eastern European companies, like Integral Logistics.
I've come from Germany, from a place called Hoxter, and I've got frozen pork on for delivery in Newcastle-on-the-Lyme. I used to do Kosovo, I've been to Russia a few times, lived in Norway for 5 years, worked for this company now, this is my 14th year. A lot of the long runs that everybody used to do, can't afford to do it anymore because the Eastern Europeans are doing it for next to nothing really.
8 days later, and we reached our final destination in Britain, Dartford, where large British retailers like Asda and Debenhams distribute goods from far-flung parts of the continent. It's not the quickest way to travel across Europe, but this is the reality for drivers along Europe's booming haulage superhighway. It's a route with its own economy, traders and police, regulations and bribes, winners and losers. Andrew Byrne, Financial Times, Dartford.